system, your immune system doesn't only attack the virus, but immune system also attack your own body. Yeah, so this is what happened, and that's why you got disease. Yeah, it's not because of the virus, but because of the immune system. Your immune system is overreactive. Yeah, if you can recover, and the virus is cleared, then you have antibody and immune memory cells which will protect you from the next infection. So when the same virus infects you, now your body can recognize the virus. So it doesn't take 14 days to recognize the virus. It will take only hours to recognize the virus. So your body doesn't give virus opportunity to reproduce. Yeah. So when the number of virus is small, your immune system will be able to kill the virus efficiently, and you don't get the disease. Yeah. So this is the principle behind vaccine. Yeah. So using vaccine, your body will be introduced and trained to recognize the virus by using the kill virus, yeah, inactivated virus or some part of the virus, not the live virus, yeah. So the vaccine use inactivated virus, yeah, kill virus, so that's why you don't get sick, yeah, and it will train your body to recognize, yeah, to know the virus, and your body will develop antibody and also immune memory cells. And when you are infected by the same virus in the future, your body doesn't need 14 days to recognize the virus. Your body will need only hours to recognize the virus, and your body can mount the defense mechanism to attack the virus, and you are fully protected from the disease. Yeah. So this is the principle of vaccination. Yeah. How effective vaccination is highly effective. Yeah. As you can see here, this is the data from the US. Yeah. This is the number of cases of several diseases that normally happen in kids. Yeah. And this is the number of deaths every year. But after vaccination is mandated, yeah, after the vaccine is made compulsory, then you see that in 2006, yeah, the number of cases dropped significantly. Yeah. Some diseases even drop until zero, like this, like this, like this. Yeah. And the number of deaths also dropped significantly. So vaccine works. Yeah. So this is a better visual to see the number of cases every year. And this is when the vaccine is mandated. Yeah. When the vaccine is made compulsory. Yeah. The lingkaran yang coklat ini, and you can see after that the number of cases drop significantly. Even some diseases almost disappear. You know, for example, like measles. Measles almost disappear. Yeah? So polio. You know, polio. Nobody gets polio anymore. Yeah, nobody gets polio anymore. And even one disease, yeah, we are able to wipe out this disease forever. Yeah, it's called smallpox. Yeah, nobody sees smallpox anymore because in Indonesia we're able to wipe out smallpox. We are able to eradicate smallpox in 1960. Yeah, even the vaccine, there is no vaccine for smallpox anymore because we are able to wipe out the disease. Yeah. So how we wipe out the disease is very interesting story, because smallpox is ancient disease. It has been with us for at least 12,000 years, you know, and the mortality rate is quite high. Yeah, it's around 30%. So if 100 people got smallpox, 30 people will die. Yeah, and those who survive, they're often scarred and sometimes blind. Yeah, I still see some people with smallpox because I come from, you know, the generation that can still see people with smallpox. When they survive, mukanya itu berlubang-lubang, ya. There are holes in their face. Yeah, it's not like cacar air. It's not like chickenpox. Chickenpox, you know, after several years, you know, your skin will be smooth again. Yeah, but when you get smallpox, even you can see the scar for the rest of your life. Yeah, and the very last case of smallpox was diagnosed in 1977. So actually, it's very long history. Yeah, it's very long history since 1549 when people start to infect. Yeah, they intentionally infect you with the virus. Yeah, with the virus, hoping that your immune system will start learning about the virus. When you're infected by the virus, then your body will know how to react. Yeah. So basically, Wan Quan, yeah, in China developed this method. So they use the powder from smallpox scabs. Jadi dia ambil nanah dari orang yang ada cacar, and then he dried the scabs. Ya, jadi nanahnya itu dikeringkan untuk melemahkan virusnya, to weaken the virus. And he blow the weakened virus to a healthy person, hoping that this healthy person will mount an immunity to smallpox. Yeah, it's a very risky business. 2% people die. Yeah, but compared to mortality of smallpox, which is 30%, so the variolation is better. Yeah, because the mortality rate is only 2% compared to when you get the real smallpox, the probability that you will die is 30%. Yeah. So this practice spread in China, it spread to Turkey, Africa, and to Europe. Yeah. When this practice reached Europe, then Edward Jenner came. Yeah. Edward Jenner modified. Yeah. He doesn't use the a virus from smallpox anymore. He used virus from cowpox. Because remember, if you use virus from the real smallpox virus, the mortality rate is 2%. Yeah, because of the side effect. Yeah. So he used cowpox, yeah, cacar sapi, yeah, and it's much safer than using the real smallpox virus. Yeah. So he tried to this boy, yeah, called James Phipps. Yeah. He inject the virus from cowpox, and then he intentionally infect this boy, yeah, infect James with the real smallpox virus, and he doesn't get sick. He doesn't get sick. And then Edward Jenner tried again. He tried 3 times. James doesn't get sick. And the conclusion is you can use virus from cow to protect you from smallpox. Yeah. So this is the beginning of vaccination. Yeah. This is the beginning of vaccination. And years after that, yeah, some countries, they make vaccination compulsory. Yeah. They make it as mandatory. Yeah. It was started in France, yeah, and then in Ottoman Turks, even the Mufti issued a fatwa that vaccinations are mandatory. And then in the UK, it was started in 1853 with Undang-Undang, yeah, Vaccination Act 1853, that vaccination are mandatory in England. Parents who don't vaccinate their kids, they will go to jail. Yeah. And after 184 years, yeah, since Edward Jenner tried to inject the cowpox virus to James, finally in 1979, WHO declared that smallpox had been successfully eradicated. No smallpox virus anymore. So that's why the vaccination stopped already. Yeah, you are not vaccinated against smallpox anymore because we are able to wipe out the virus completely. Now the virus is kept in 2 facilities, one in Russia, one in the US, in military facility, just to prepare, just in case the smallpox virus is live again, then they have the seed, yeah, to create the vaccine. But basically the virus doesn't exist anymore. This is the only virus that humans are able to wipe out completely from Earth. Yeah. Can we do the same thing to COVID-19? Yes, if everybody agrees to get vaccinated, yeah, through global mass vaccination. But the problem is not many people are willing to get vaccinated, right? So I don't think we can wipe out this virus completely, just like we wipe out smallpox. But what I can think of is we can control this virus. We can control this virus so that this virus will become like flu. You know, it's spread in our community, but it doesn't kill us. How to achieve that? Through vaccination. Yeah. Right. So let's see different COVID-19 vaccines that are available now. Yeah. So basically, there are different vaccines that are available depending on their platform. You know, different vaccines have different platform. Different vaccines have different way of, you know, producing it. For example, Sinovac. Sinovac is the most widely used in Indonesia now. It used the same technique as what Edward Jenner did. Yeah. So the Sinovac used inactivated virus. Yeah. The COVID-19 virus that has been killed. Yeah. And then there is a AstraZeneca vaccine. Yeah. AstraZeneca vaccine is made using the chimpanzee virus that is given some part of the SARS-CoV-2 virus so that it behaves like SARS-CoV-2 virus. Yeah. And also there are vaccines from Pfizer. Pfizer is very popular in Malaysia. In Malaysia, we use Pfizer now. Yeah. Pfizer vaccine basically is a vaccine based on RNA. Yeah. So this vaccine uses the RNA, the genetic material of the virus, to induce our immune response. And there is a vaccine from based on the protein of the virus, yeah, part of the virus. for example, is Novavax, yeah, and is being bought by Indonesian government as well. Maybe in the next several months we'll get Novavax vaccine. Yeah? The question is, are they the same? Are they the same? Yeah. In terms of how effective they are, there are some differences. Yeah, there are some differences. For example, like Pfizer vaccine. Yeah, from the clinical trial is 95% effective. Yeah, and Moderna vaccine is 94% effective. Sinovac is only 50% effective. But you need to remember, yeah, you need to remember that this result, yeah, was obtained before the new variant comes. Yeah, you know that new variants come, right? The UK variant, Indian variant, a lot of variant of virus, you know. So these results now is not reliable anymore, because this result is valid with the old variant. With the new variant, things have changed. Yeah. So if you ask me which vaccine is the best, all vaccines, as long as they have been approved by BPOM, they are good vaccine. Yeah. As long as they have been approved by BPOM, they are good vaccine. Don't wait for certain vaccines. Some people, they want to get only Pfizer vaccine, but we don't know when we can get Pfizer vaccine because everybody wants Pfizer vaccine. You know, instead of selling to Indonesia, they will sell to Malaysia first because Malaysian government are willing to pay more. You know, so they will sell their vaccine to those who can pay more. All right. So whatever vaccines that you have in front of you, you know, that's a good vaccine. And the best vaccine is the vaccine in your arm. You know, the vaccine that reach your arm, that's the best vaccine. Yeah. So don't really don't take this number. You know, well, take this number with a pinch of salt, you know, because this number again might not be valid with the new variant of virus that we have at the moment. Yeah. So again, when we go back to the question, will vaccines end the pandemic? Yes. Yeah. If you ask me, yes, but with certain requirements. You know, the requirements, the most important requirement is everybody has to be willing to be vaccinated. Yeah. If only 20% people are willing to get vaccinated, then we might not be able to end the pandemic. Yeah. But in Indonesia, thank God, yeah, based on the latest survey conducted by some university in the UK, 80% Indonesians are willing to be vaccinated. Thank God. You know. So I hope, yeah, I hope if vaccination program is going smoothly, inshallah, I hope next year we will be free from the pandemic, but it's not completely free. Yeah, maybe we can still see virus around us. Yeah, but it becomes like flu. You know, it's endemic. Yeah, and it won't make you sick. Yeah, it won't make you. It doesn't kill you. Yeah, it doesn't overburden our hospital. But inshallah, we can control this pandemic using vaccine. Yeah? All right, thank you. That's my short presentation. So I am open for Q&A, if any. Okay, Michelle, over to you.
Yes, so does anyone have any questions for Professor Tejo? Okay, so and just we want to say on behalf of the entire club, we want to say thank you for this talk. It was very informational. It helped us learn very relevant information for, you know, the situation that we're living in right now. If I can share my screen, is that okay? We'd like to present this certificate of appreciation to Professor Tejo for sharing some of his valuable knowledge and insights as a guest speaker to this Science Fun Day. And for, so Mr. Ardolfo, would you like to provide some parting statements?
Yeah, hang on. Professor Bimo, thank you very much. That was very, very interesting. Yeah. And it is indeed, like Michelle said, it is timely, it is relevant. And for you imparting and giving your time for us, we'd like to say thank you. And well, we have this certificate of appreciation. I hope you will accept it. Thank you very much, Professor.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Pak Edolfo. Yeah. Thank you, Michelle. I have to excuse myself. Yeah, because my students are waiting. Yeah. So so thank you very much. Yeah. So
Thanks.
may I leave now?
Thank you.
Right. All right. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, so since we've ended this early, you can see that in the bottom you can choose one of the other lectures that are going on. Since we have finished early, just pick one of the ones that you find the most interesting and you can join that in the meantime. So thank you.